Hello, it's Sonic Electro, and this is my first thoughts video on some brand new LEGO sets. Apologies for the slightly poor quality of the microphone, I'm just speaking directly from my computer right now. Today, I'll be sharing my thoughts on the brand new, recently revealed LEGO Marvel superhero sets that will be releasing in January and spring of 2021. I believe these are all the sets for both waves revealed so far, so without further ado, let's take a look at them. I'll start off with the mechs. Yep, there is another round of mech armors for superheroes to add to last year's wave, this time from Captain America, Thor, and Miles Morales' Spider-Man. Alrighty then, these will all retail, just like the last ones, for £9, $10, roughly €10, and $14 CAD. Starting off with Captain America's mech, you'll notice the build design is consistent with the ones released from last year, and the colour scheme is nicely reflective of Captain America's outfit. Of course, the main highlights of this mech are the printed shield logo on the front chest plate, as well as the massive shield that the mech carries around. It's nifty that it can attach to the back as well, that's a nice touch, and Captain America's main shield can be stored on the back of one of the mech's legs. The Captain America fig itself is a brand new design. I think it's the best one that we've had. It's the torso features the scales. It's the first one with scales. It has scales, not that scales. And the same helmet and shield introduced in the Endgame wave, so it's pretty cool, nice overall. And it's the same general story with Thor's mech. Build itself is nicely reflective of his outfit with the colour scheme and printed chest plate with the lines and circles, as well as the belt. And I love how they use the prismatic panels to create the mech's cape. And it also carries around a massive brick-built Mjolnir, that's pretty cool. And the minifig of Thor himself is just a repeat of the one from last year, but he does have the Ragnarok helmet again, which is awesome. It'll be cool to get a classic helmet sculpt at some point too, but it's just nifty to get a helmeted Thor variant again. Finally, we have the Miles Morales mech, easily the best out of the three. The design itself is a very nice recreation of his classic costume, and the mech itself is decked out with these awesome taser web attachments, which make it absolutely dynamite. And I would say that the design, the feet are a bit on the thin side. It looks a bit weird, but just letting me point out, it's nothing too problematic. But easily the best part of the set is that Miles Morales minifig, which is him in a hoodie, which is unique, and just like in Into the Spider-Verse, I think that's where the inspiration comes from. It's not brown, but dark red, but it's still very nice. The hood itself is a modified version of Lloyd Garmadon's from the Ninjago movie, just with the hair part removed, and the fig has dual molded legs to show he's wearing dark grey shorts. Now, the actual costume design itself isn't the same from 2019, where the red lines are now grey here, and there's more line detailing on the torso. But I think it looks better than looks much more nicer than the red ones, to be honest. But out of these three mechs, the Miles Morales one is the best out of the three, definitely one to get. And if you like Into the Spider-Verse, then you should definitely pick it up, especially for that Miles Morales minifig. So the only Avengers related set that's coming out in the spring is Iron Man vs Thanos, a 4+ set that comes with both characters, a pretty hefty jet build for Iron Man that's based on that A-wing base, and a Technic Cannon launcher for Thanos, as well as an energy unit for the Infinity Gauntlet. I'm not sure about the price on this set, but I think it's going to be around $30, which I think is a bit too much. The set itself doesn't really interest me that much, which is fine because it's more for younger builders, but the minifigs themselves aren't exclusive. Iron Man, well, he came with all of the summer sets last year, and Thanos got his own mech, as did Iron Man, so for adult builders, they'll probably, I think adult builders will probably skip out on this set, but it's still a pretty good play set. I do love all the printed pieces that it comes with, and the colour schemes that fit very nicely with both characters, and those energy platforms they're both on, plus that energy unit for the gauntlet is pretty cool. So yeah, it's definitely will be a good play set for kids, but for me, it's not really something I'm interested in. You see, this is how you have a massive showdown. Speaking of Showdown, the other 4+ set in the wave is the Spider-Man and Sandman Showdown that comes with Spider-Man and Sandman, a small sand catapult build, and oh look, it's another spider bike, and it is flaming! But in all seriousness, it does look like a pretty cool, easy to build bike. It has a brand new motor base piece, which is new, and I do like that printed element, which resembles Spider-Man's face with the eyes in the headlights, and Sandman appears to have a pretty tactile sand catapult, which is going to do so much damage to it. The minifigs included are a brand new Spider-Man design, which we'll see clearly in the next set, and another Sandman, which appears to be just a mix of other versions we've got of him, like the low leg piece from last time, 2015, half the torso is sand. I do wish it was plain so it could be more useful. The hair is different than usual, and his head is the angry clone head, which is quite hilarious. Like when Star Wars decided to get rid of it, he said Marvel could use that, and now they are. But yeah, it does seem like a pretty good 4+ set, and it's definitely a cheap way to get, cheap way to get Sandman and the brand new Spider-Man, which unfortunately doesn't have dual molded legs. The next Spider-Man set in the wave is definitely a fantastic entry, and it is Spider-Man and Ghost Rider vs Carnage. It comes with 3 characters mentioned, as well as a build for Ghost Rider's vehicle, which in the comics is called Hell Charger. It's based on a Charger vehicle, and it looks pretty dope actually. It looks crazy and as it sounds, and I really love the design of it. It's quite hefty at the back with the larger wheels, and it's pretty smooth all around, and I do like how they made the front grille with that grille panel piece, and the main engine at the front itself is a stud shooter, which is cleverly made and is a great play feature. And I do love all these flame attachments which you can add to the sides and back to make it literally on fire and even more crazier. So yeah, it's definitely the highlight of the set. Taking a look at the minifigs, the Ghost Rider in the set is mildly different from last time. This is apparently the Robbie Reyes version, so that's why his design is distinctly different. It looks quite creepy, the face print, but it looks really quite menacing with the flaming eyes and forehead, and yeah, it looks kind of terrifying actually. The flaming head makes a return, and he has a pretty elite leather jacket torso design. The Carnage in the set is the exact same, that came from 2019, still as creepy and good looking as he did then, with the black and orange and the red. I still prefer the 2015, I do prefer the 2015 version myself, but it's still very cool, and I do like the tendril attachments that it has. And now finally we have a look at the brand new Spider-Man design. It's a new design, different from 2019 already, and it looks amazing. The highlight of it are the arm prints, which yeah, we've only ever gotten with the homecoming version, so it's so cool to have it in the classic version. And yeah, people are saying the design resembles the PS4 classic suit, and yeah, comparing it side by side, it does resemble it, so it's cool to get that in Lego form. It's kind of a shame that it doesn't have any dual molded legs, but we've already had these a few times, so you can always swap them out. But yeah, it's just really cool to get an updated version of a classic suit, because probably Lego took sight of the fact that the Ultimate version stood around for so many years, so they didn't want to do the same thing with the recent version they introduced. So yeah, I love this update, and it's a very good minifig selection for this set. Next up is one of the larger sets of the wave, Spider-Man's monster truck versus Mysterio. Hey, and Doc Ock. It comes with 4 minifigs of Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, Mysterio, and Doc Ock. And besides a couple of builds of some drones, we have the main build, which is Spider-Man's monster truck. Oh, you're kidding me. But yeah, it's a Spider-Man vehicle. We know the story with these by now, and yeah, it's a solid build, all good things considering. It's just, it looks absolutely crazy and just so unnecessary for him. But yeah, taking a look at the design, yeah, like I said, it is pretty solid. The color scheme is pretty consistent with his outfit. It's slap bang with his name on it and the lines and symbols and such. I do like how the wheels have the red line, some pattern like the red part of his suit, and at the top there is a webnet launcher, so that's a pretty cool feature, I guess. There doesn't seem to be an interior, but it does look like that Gwen can fit at the back. And the truck itself does have some pretty cool suspension with the wheel axles. They can move side to side, so the truck is able to move on rough terrain, and yeah, so that'd be great for play. I mean, generally the monster truck, however crazy it is a pretty good, pretty solid play vehicle for Spider-Man, and yeah, that's kind of the bottom line of the build. Other things we do get are a purple skateboard for Gwen, as well as some general stuff stolen from a bank, and a couple of builds for some drones, which are reminiscent of the ones seen in Far From Home. We also get some webnet accessories, which are now transparent, which means they're more realistic looking. Turning to the figs, we have the same brand new classic Spider-Man outfit included from the wave. Spider-Gwen and Mysterio are the exact same as we've seen before, but they now both have brand new updated hidden pieces. For Spider-Gwen, she has the new modified hood piece, which generally looks more sleeker and better for the character, whilst Mysterio has a gorgeous new trans blue helmet piece, which looks very nice. Plus he has a leg attachment, which he uses from the hidden side line to create the sort of green wispy smoke illusion effect, which is a very nice touch too. And Doc Ock also makes an appearance in this set with a very drastic design change, which appears to be inspired by the PS4 game with his brown receding hairline, dark green outfit and goggles. Plus he has a brand new build for his tentacles, which with the appendages there are now 4 of them, which is great. We've gone from 2 to 3 to 4, so it's cool that we've got probably the best build for appendages, and they look very articulated. But yeah, overall this set sets up the perfect premise for a great play scene for kids, but it's a bit too ridiculous for Spider-Man in this context, and that's just down to the monster truck. Finally, we have the coolest and absolute epitome of LEGO Spider-Man. It is the attack on the Spider Lair. Okay, I'm done. But seriously, it does look like a pretty crazy set, in a good way. Clearly inspired by Into the Spider-Verse, and yeah, I mean, Spider-Man's just become his own Batman at this point. He has all these vehicles and wonderful toys, and now he has his own lair with a massive computer. I mean, just what? But take a look at the build. The design looks like a 4+ set with all the bright Spider-Man themed colours and even his mask logo on the top of the computer and the design of the net frame, but it all looks very nicely elaborate, and there's a lot going on at every sector. Starting off in the middle, we have the massive computer with various screens and 2 spider siren lights on each side on webs and a coffee mug on the dashboard. And in the centre, on display, we have the Spider motorbike, which is probably the most normal Spider-Man vehicle you could have. On both sides, we have a tool rack, and there's even some web accessories included in the set too. Over to the right, we have a small holding cell with a small basketball net and a basketball launcher, so you can practice some shots. That's pretty cool. And we even have a skateboard ramp with a orange skateboard included. And over to the left is probably the coolest station, and that is the Spider suit rack. We'll take a look at the suits in more detail in a second, but yeah, inspired by Batman and Iron Man and like. But you'll notice there are clips on the side, so that makes me think that there'll be more coming in the future sets, so that'll be pretty exciting. Hopefully get more outfits, and which you can attach to this, so you can expand the Spider-Man suit rack off the Lair build. Turning to minifigs, we have the same classic brand new Spider-Man outfit of this wave. We have what appears to be a brand new design for Goblin, classic looking, green and purple with his glider included, and we even have Venom, who based on leaked photos appears to have a brand new face design with his eyes squinting, and he even has some tendril weapon accessories. But the best part of the minifig selection are easily the other Spider-Man suits included. First up, we have what appears to be a homemade outfit, which reuses the pulled up mask from these Far From Home sets, and the design looks like the Ben Reilly outfit, so I like that. There's a reissue of the Iron Spider with the golden claw attachments, which are on display on the Lair build itself. But the best out of the 3 is definitely the big time stealth suit, which looks absolutely awesome. It's so cool to have in real life, and it's one of my favourite suits, so I really love these additions. But overall, I'd say the set looks a bit too childish, less realistic for Spider-Man and more akin to a 4+ set, but it looks really fun, like all the colours and all the play features of it. There's so much going on and so much to do. I reckon you'll get a real kick out of this set. And the minifig selection is terrific, especially for those extra Spider-Man suits included. But hopefully the set is no more than $50. If it is, I'm sure it's an okay value. Hopefully it's $40, it'll be perfect. And that's all of the winter and spring wave of LEGO Marvel Superhero sets. Overall, I like to describe this wave as a weirdly excellent wave, more so leaning on the side of excellent, because these are definitely a great batch of sets, particularly on the side of Spider-Man. The Mechs are just an unconventional but interesting concept for the Marvel line, and these are just more of them from last year, but I'd say that this time around the minifig section, or the character section, doesn't really make that much sense. It made more sense last year, especially particularly with Iron Man, while Thanos, well, you could see him having a battle mech of some kind. As for Spider-Man, I mean, he just gets anything, so it's fine. So it was better selection-wise last year, but I'd say the minifigs this time around are way better. The highlights being the brand new Captain America and the new Miles Morales. The 4+ sets aren't anything too interesting. I mean, they're solid play sets, it's just for adult collectors they don't really offer anything new, besides, I guess, a cheap way of getting Sandman and the brand new Spider-Man. It's cool to get a brand new Ghost Rider team-up set, especially as this is a variant of the character we haven't gotten before, and is a Charger build that looks pretty sick actually. The Spider Monster Truck is ridiculous, it's only really good for the minifigs, especially as they are brand new variants of them. And as for the Spider Lair, it looks more akin to a 4+ set, but it makes up for it for being a pretty elaborate and fun looking set with a lot of play features and a terrific minifig selection, particularly for the Spider-Man suits included. But yeah, with recent Spider-Man waves, I'd love to see more variety in villains, because always get reissues of Venom and Doc Ock lately, and Green Goblin. I guess they're more popular villains, but I'd love to get more obscure villains, or ones we haven't gotten before, or not so often, like a classic Shocker, Hammerhead, Rhino maybe, and even Black Cat, someone we've been wanting for years. So holding out hopes, but they're still very solid, and I think this is better than last year's. But yep, that's it. That's my 2 cents. That's it for all the sets in the wave. As for my favourites, sets, they are the Captain America and Miles Morales mechs, as well as the Ghost Rider team up, and that's a set I'd love to get first. But let me know what you think down below. What are your favourite sets, and which ones do you want to pick up first? Or which one do you want to pick up first? That's it for my analysis. I'm so very sorry that it's so long. It's just, this is my first time doing this, and I'm just practicing. I'm working on it just to get more of them done in the future. But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Have an awesome day.